And here is the main question of this podcast: how diet affects acne,
Yeah.
pimples?
This is my biggest problem with dermatologists. I should say a majority of dermatologists, not all dermatologists, they don't seem to care about it at all. Diet has a very strong effect on acne, much more than it has on hair fall forms such as androgenetic alopecia. In fact, your diet can be the primary and the only reason behind your acne. And if that is the case, once you fix your diet, your acne will be gone and it will be gone forever. The biggest culprit, no, I'll not get into the obvious. If you're eating junk food, fried, oxidized fatty acids, empty calories, sugar is strongly linked to acne. So you must have seen some of these hyper influencers on Instagram who
Cutting.
started saying, yeah, actually that's fine. Cutting sugar is fine. Some of them have swung the pendulum to the opposite side, and they say, sugar is fine, you can have some sugar, it's not a problem. It is definitely a problem. Sugar is empty calories. There are certain populations where sugar is actually helpful. Individuals that require it, such as endurance athletes, the individuals who have to run a marathon.
Okay.
But for general population, it's actually a pretty good idea to eliminate sugar. It is not going to lead to any so-called eating disorder. Okay. The food group which we consider healthy, which is consistently and strongly linked with acne, can you guess? It is dairy. And the reason, we have identified the reason, it's the insulin index of dairy. You must have heard glycemic index, right?
Yes, yes.
Glycemic index is a measure of blood glucose response.
glucose.
But insulin index is a measurement of the hormone insulin after you consume a particular food. So whey protein, for example, it has a low glycemic index, but it has a very high insulin index. And out of all forms of dairy, whey protein isolate and skimmed milk, so low fat milk, has the strongest correlation with acne. So high fat milk, it triggers acne. Low fat milk, it triggers acne even more. Skimmed milk, it triggers acne the most. Can you believe it? The less fat you have in milk, the more problematic it becomes. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
What I also find is that if you are an acne prone individual, you have oily skin, you get acne, one of the best things you can do to improve the condition of your skin and to reduce your pimples is to completely eliminate whey and switch to other forms of protein. It could be chicken, it could be fermented yeast protein if you are a vegan, and also try to reduce dairy intake as much as possible. Now, this comes with a problem. Your calcium intake can be compromised. So you have to it takes careful planning to pull it off while still being healthy. Yet another famous food that is supposed to be healthy, but it has a very strong link to acne. Can you guess? Dark chocolate. You'll find a lot of dermatologists claiming on Instagram that no, dark chocolate is actually good for your skin.
Yeah.
It's not good for your skin if you have oily and acne prone skin. We have enough evidence to show. Actually, there was a study in 1969 and it was published in a very reputed journal, which is JAMA. And in that study, what they did is they took a chocolate bar and they compared it to a placebo junk food bar. In this placebo bar, they added milk, they added dairy, they added trans fat, all of the unhealthy, nasty ingredients. To no one's surprise, both these bars triggered acne to the same extent. Both of them triggered acne to the same extent. But this study was used to claim that diet does not matter for acne. And this was happening from such a reputed journal. So we have to be very careful. For decades, this study was used to claim that diet does not cause acne. It was only in 2011 and after the studies after 2011 wherein we have found a very strong dose dependent link of acne and dark chocolate.